Story of Faith and the Rapture. The old wooden church stood on a hill overlooking the small town of Havenwood. Inside, bathed in the warm glow of stained glass windows, sat Alara. She wasn't like the other teenagers, who whispered about parties and boys. Alara's heart belonged to God, her days filled with Bible study, prayer, and quiet contemplation. She believed with a fierce, unwavering certainty in the promises of her faith, including the rapture, the moment when believers would be taken to be with God. The townsfolk saw her devotion. Some admired it, whispering about her pure heart. Others, mostly the teenagers, found it odd. "Why waste your time with that old stuff?" they'd ask, their voices laced with a mixture of curiosity and dismissal. Alara would simply smile, a serene, knowing expression on her face. "It's not a waste," she'd say softly. "It's my life. It's everything." One Friday evening, the church was unusually full. A visiting preacher, a fiery man with a booming voice, spoke of the end times, his words painting vivid pictures of tribulation and triumph. Alara sat in the front pew, her eyes fixed on him, her soul resonating with every word. "The day will come," the preacher thundered, "when the trumpet will sound. The dead in Christ will rise, and those who are alive and remain will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air." A shiver ran through Alara, not of fear, but of anticipation. It was the moment she had always longed for, the culmination of her deepest desires. The service ended, and Alara walked home under a sky full of stars, each one a tiny spark of God's infinite glory. She felt an overwhelming sense of peace, a certainty that she was exactly where she was supposed to be, on the precipice of something magnificent. The next morning, Havenwood was silent. Too silent. People emerged from their homes, their faces etched with confusion and a growing unease. Cars were abandoned in the middle of the road, their doors hanging open. Breakfast sat half-eaten on tables. Clothes lay in empty piles on the sidewalks. Panic began to set in as the townspeople realized what had happened. People were missing. Not just a few, but dozens. Children, adults, old people. They had simply vanished, leaving behind only their earthly possessions. The church on the hill was empty. Alara's parents rushed to the church, their hearts pounding with a dread they couldn't name. They found the building deserted, the hymnals neatly stacked, the sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. They ran to Alara's room, their voices hoarse with fear. Her bed was neatly made. Her Bible lay open on her desk, a verse underlined in bright pink marker. "For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive, who are left, will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so we will be with the Lord forever." 1 Thessalonians 4 verses 16-17. Her parents stared at the verse, tears streaming down their faces. A hollow ache filled their hearts, a mixture of grief and a dawning, terrible understanding. Their daughter, the girl who had believed so completely, was gone. The news spread like wildfire. The world was in chaos. Millions had vanished. The left behind struggled to make sense of the inexplicable event. Some clung to rational explanations, mass abductions, a strange natural phenomenon. But deep down, many knew. In Havenwood, the people remembered Alara. They remembered her quiet devotion, her unwavering faith. They remembered her serene smile, the look of peaceful certainty in her eyes. And in their hearts, a seed of doubt was planted. A question that haunted their waking hours and whispered in their dreams: had she been right all along?